Hi guys, hope everybody had a great weekend. My name is Dr. Heather Moore, owner of Total Performance Physical Therapy. Let's talk about getting rid of calf pain. This is often called a Charlie horse. Some people call it a cramp. It's your gastroc muscle right in the back of your leg. So it's often very painful, especially if it comes on. Sometimes people report it at night, and it can be very debilitating. It can really feel like it's almost ripped in half. It can be so painful. So what can you do when that occurs? It's quite common, and you certainly want to make sure that you take care of it. A lot of people will limp around on this for days as opposed to taking care of it. So what can you do? First thing is you do want to make sure that you're getting enough water. So a lot of times I hear, oh, eat a banana, things like that. Yes, the electrolytes play into any muscle function. So if your electrolytes are out of whack, then eating a banana, making sure there's potassium, making sure that you are getting enough salt, and your body is okay from an electrolyte standpoint, extremely important. Now, obviously, that's blood tests, that's a lot of things. So tough to figure out at home. If you do feel like your muscles or your blood levels are imbalanced, go and get that blood check, go see your doctor, super important. But if you think it's just more of a cramping issue and you eat a banana and drink water, nothing really changes, there are a couple things that you can do at home. The first is you want to make sure that you are doing some gentle exercise, depending on how painful this is. Now, this is just kind of like an ache in your calf. You want to start with just some gentle exercises. Caveat being there is something called a blood clot or a DVT, deep vein thrombosis, that you do want to be aware of, and it is potentially fatal. So it's not something that you want to automatically write off to a calf strain or a calf muscle soreness. You do want to be careful because that area right back here can get very sore and painful if you have what we call a DVT. And if you mess with it, it will dislodge and then go to your heart. So something that you really want to get checked out by a professional. We offer free consultations. All you have to do is call our office at 215-997-9898. We'd be happy to get you in. So just, a very serious warning to taking some of these things on yourself at home, not getting it properly medically diagnosed, while we say eating a banana or checking electrolytes and kind of blowing it off in that manner. It is something that you want to be aware of, that could be a DVT. Getting off an airplane, sitting for long periods of time, very much indicative of possible DVT as opposed to just being a calf strain or a calf pain or some type of gastroc involvement. So this muscle is your gastroc back in here. So that one, it tends to be the one that really tightens up and gets sore. So first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that whatever you do, you're doing it gently. You don't want to overstretch. You don't want to kill it. You don't want to just push, no pain, no gain. It is an injury. Something happened, whether you realize it or not. So you do want to take it a little bit lightly. So you start off with just a gentle calf stretch where you just have one leg in front. This back foot, that ankle, and that the heel stays planted, and all you're going to do is just lean forward. Now, this may be too painful, so stand back up and just lean as far forward as you can so you feel a gentle stretch. If your leg's outturned, if your back foot's outturned like this, you're not going to feel a lot of stretch. So you want to make sure that foot is straight ahead. Now, if you're really feeling okay, you can actually put your toes on a step and drop down and stretch that out. But again, you want to make sure that you're doing a gentle stretch, nothing crazy, nothing where you're really like almost crying through it. The next thing you want to do is, if it's really tender, you want to do just some gentle range of motion, okay, where you're just kind of pointing and flexing your foot. Maybe you're putting some weight on there, but a lot of times it's just really sore. So just getting that blood flow to the area. You can do this with no weight, where it's just more like an ankle circle, an ankle pump, or you can do it with some weight, where you're just kind of coming up on your heels and going back down. A lot of times that's really painful, especially if you're dealing with a calf strain, but you don't want to be limping around like this. That's going to cause ankle, knee, and hip issues, which will take much longer to heal than a simple calf strain. So you want to really try and walk nice and easy and normally, pushing off on that toe. So doing things like this, weight shifting, just allowing a little bit of weight on there, to move some of that blood and to get that normal gait or that normal walking pattern back. Really important. Last thing I'm going to show you is what we have is a Beastie Ball. Now this is a pretty aggressive treatment, so if you are very, very sore, you might not be able to tolerate this, but you can take this and put this in the back of your calf. People use a Theragun. You can lay down on the ground and put this behind your leg and roll it out. You can even use a rolling pin, which obviously doesn't have spikes on it, but it will get to that muscle back in here. Again, it's not a no pain, no gain situation. You don't want to really drill it because you can make it more sore and wind up irritating it as opposed to actually helping it. You're going to do something like this, it's pretty aggressive. Do it only for a couple minutes a day until you build your toleration up. Again, overdoing it can be almost as bad as not doing anything. But what you don't want to do is limp around. You know, a lot of people walk flat-footed and really cause themselves more injury down the line. You or someone you know suffering with calf pain, knee pain, hip pain, any type of pain and wants a free consultation with a doctor of physical therapy, all you have to do is call our office at 215-997-9898 and we'd be happy to get you in. Thanks and have a good night.